Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Screamin'. Welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and the Final Shape / Echoes intel. And today, once again, is Friday, so we have our Friday weekly update. Xur has returned to the tower. Unfortunately, no Trials of Osiris this week or next week, I don't think, because we have Iron Banner. I don't believe they're ever going to have those two activities intersect, but I'm going to give you a rundown on everything you're going to want to get into this weekend if you haven't had a chance to play very much this week. Starting off with Xur, and then we'll talk about Iron Banner, Nightfalls, all the things you want to be farming for. But to start off, Xur, of course, is now in his upgraded spot over in the tower. And today, he is selling our rank rewards. Remember, when you get to rank 16, you can get another one of these, the exotic cipher. And over on the second page, we have another exotic cipher that you can pick up. For our multi-various strange offers this week, we have the Fighting Lion Catalyst. Definitely worth picking up if you don't have it. The Fighting Lion is kind of one of those unique weapons. We have the Prometheus Catalyst. This is for the Prometheus Lens, I believe. One of our old school favorite glitched exotics. If you remember laser tag, funny enough, I talked about this last week, as I believe the actual weapon was for sale, and it was great to see the response from all you guys who were playing way back when laser tag was actually a thing. I personally still think the laser tag emblem is one of the best. And as I talked about last week, I felt like when laser tag was sort of the thing to do at the moment, it was sort of a turning point, as that was back in the Curse of Osiris days where there really wasn't much going on. We got the Whisper mission not long after that, but I remember just having that to do in the Crucible, go in and get those sort of instant kills, everybody running Prometheus Lens. Really, I think, revitalized the community at the time. So let me know again, hashtag lasertag in the comment section down below if you still love the emblem, if you still wear it, or if you were able to participate way back in the day. For exotic armor, we have the Liar's Handshake for the hunters. This is a must-have, in my opinion. Plays amazing with, or at least it used to, with all arc builds on the hunter class. And this is a very good roll if you don't have one. 68 overall, fairly even across the board stat distribution, so you can build into it. Good mobility, good strength, good discipline, decent recovery, and resilience. So yeah, definitely pick up this exotic if you don't have it. We have the Mark 44 stand-asides for the Titan class with a 66 total roll. Sort of wasted it into mobility and intellect, unfortunately. And then we have the Storm Dancer's Brace for the Warlock class. And this is actually sort of an interesting exotic, as I believe, or I've heard, that this is, or was, the Shadowkeep campaign exclusive exotic, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I'd be interested to know if everybody's able to pick this up. If you don't own Shadowkeep, I'm sure everybody will, but just free DLC exotic if you don't have it, if you weren't able to play Shadowkeep back in the day. But let me know about it in the comments section down below. Don't quote me on any of that. That's just what I've heard. And then, unfortunately, we don't have any Artifice armor this week. Remember, Xur is now a location for Artifice gear. We had some sold about 2 weeks ago. This week we have 3 Crucible Engrams. Over on our More Strange Offers page, we have 70,000 Glimmer available for 11 strange coins. I think that's pretty amazing. And then we have 17,000 glimmer available for 5 strange coins. So if you're looking for some very easy glimmer, you can't get better than this offer. We had a very similar offer to this last week, but I don't think it was even quite this one-sided. So I'm always in need of a little glimmer. I'm going to pick this up. We also have enhancement cores for 23 strange coins, 13 enhancement cores for 17 strange coins. Don't pick up this one. Definitely go for the 17 enhancement cores deal. And then we have an Ascendant Shard for sale for 41 strange coins. Remember, the Favor of the Nine buff is still currently, I guess, glitched out, and it's supposed to be working, apparently, for all 3 of your characters, or account-wide, and instead it's only working per character. So if you've been buying this every single week, make sure that that's the character you're farming on. But also remember that purchasing this every single week will rebuff this, so that if you've done it 3 weeks in a row, you will have a 3 stack for at least a week, and then you can continually buff it after that, so long as you buy the Favor of the Nine every single week for at least 3 weeks in a row. But you can't go higher than a 3 stack, unfortunately. I also hope that eventually they increase the amount of strange coins we can actually carry. We also have the Strange Gift, and I actually think this is an underrated thing. If you're looking for just some miscellaneous stuff, you can actually get some great things from the Strange Gifts, and considering they're only 1 strange coin, it's a good way to burn through a few if you're trying to spend 47 for the Favor of the Nine buff. And then over on our strange gear offers, sort of a murderer's row if you ask me, we have a Hawkmoon, of course, with final round damage for precision hits, paracausal, and killing wind. Remember, this is very good for PvP. I actually like this roll quite a bit. Then we have the Cerberus +1, and this got a big update recently and is now super meta at the moment in PvP. So interesting that this would be sold now, as I'm starting to see a lot more of it in PvP at the moment. So pick it up if you don't have it. Good equalizer for that. 360 auto rifles, especially this one, are quite good. And then we have the Wave Splitter Trace Rifle. Again, pick it up if you don't have it. An interesting weapon. Haven't used it in a while, though it was very good with Gerfalcon builds when that was the new exotic. So I'm still sure it would play well with Prismatic Void-oriented builds, or maybe just Hunter Void builds in general. And then I believe we had the Wardcliff coil for sale either last week as well or the week before. But pick it up also because this particular weapon is sort of glitched in a way where certain strike-ending bosses, or just certain bosses in general, are not actually coded as bosses. They're coded as vehicles. And when you happen to come across one of them, this is the weapon you want to have in your arsenal, as it will absolutely one-shot anything that's coded as a vehicle. So I believe the Hypernet Current boss used to be coded that way. The Devil's Lair boss used to be coded that way. They might have been upgraded, might have been changed. Fighting Lion also would work the same way. But you never know. Always worth having. There could be another boss coded that way in the future. For legendary weapons, we have an Escape Velocity with Threat Detector and Surrounded. We have the Nature of the Beast with Subsistence and Rangefinder. We have a main ingredient with Moving Target and High Impact Reserves. We have a Gnawing Hunger with Subsistence and Rampage. This is actually, or at least was, a very good weapon for PvP, and this is an absolute god roll, or was an absolute god roll for it. So maybe give it another try. Pick it up if you don't have it. Just quickly look at what sights we have on this. Hammerforge Rifling and Small Bore. Yeah, very decent PvP weapon. We have a Canis Major with Field Prep and Chain Reaction. We have a Sail Spy Pitch Glass with Moving Target, Swashbuckler, and Right Hook. Deep Sight Activation weapon available here. And then we have a Eternity's Edge with Infinite Guard, Thresh, and Counterstrike. For legendary armor, at least on the Warlock, everything seems to be in the mid-60s. Not a bad helmet, but overall fairly mid-tier. Let me know if you're on a Titan or Hunter, if there was any particularly good piece or standout piece of legendary armor in the comment section down below. Be very much appreciated. Also, let me know if you pick up anything this week from either the exotic gear or legendary weapons page, or if you pick up either of the exotic catalysts or any of the other exotics available. Like I said, I think a lot of people are going to go for the Liar's Handshake if you don't have a good roll. This is probably going to be better than most people's rolls. And that is going to be it for all the information in today's video regarding Xur. We're now going to head over to the courtyard really quick. Check out what Banshee 44 is selling. Also do a bit of a recap on the Vanguard strike this week, as well as Iron Banner. First, we'll kick it off with Banshee 44. We have the number with Under Pressure, High Impact Reserves. We have a Spare Rations with Rapid Hit, Kinetic Tremors, and Disaster Plan. This is actually a very decent weapon for both PvP and PvE, especially right now with the Champions meta. Can't go wrong with Kinetic Tremors. We have the Vision with Pulse Monitor and Swashbuckler. We have a Widow's Bite with Slide Shot and Demolitionist. And then we have a Falling Guillotine with Enduring Guard, Energy Transfer, and Whirlwind Blade. Also not a bad Falling Guillotine, although I'm sure people have better swords now. But decent Spare Rations, very good for the Champions meta, and will also do well in PvP. Remember, Master Raoul is one of the best vendors to upgrade now, and I'll just reiterate that you can get to higher ranks with Master Raoul very quickly. I just want to talk about this briefly because people still ask me about it. If you focus your exotics versus just turning them in on the previous page as you saw, if you go to your focus decoding, and then you might not have the third page unlocked, but if you go to the second page, most people will have, and you focus an exotic, the amount of rank bonus you will get from doing that versus just turning one in is significant. It's the difference between maybe 1 rank and 4 ranks depending on where you are. And you want to rank up Master Raoul as quickly as possible if you still haven't acquired any of the new exotics, because once you get to page 3, you'll be able to focus them. Also, you will unlock tier 3 focusing once you get to rank 16. So just remember to do that. You also will get some really great rank rewards, and I just wanted to reiterate that fact as people still ask me what's the difference or what's the advantage to armor focusing versus just turning in the engrams. Also, over at the Vanguard this week, really good Nightfall to farm out. We have the Warden of Nothing strike as the Nightfall this week, and the Shadow Price Adept returned. Haven't seen this weapon in a really long time, or at least a few seasons, but with upgraded perks. Remember, it's also an enhanced weapon, or can be an enhanced weapon now, so definitely worth going for it. You can roll with Volt Shot, which I think is the roll everybody's looking for. I can't remember what the secondary perk. Mine had Stats for All and Volt Shot. I've heard that's pretty decent. If you're looking for that or any one of the other, Nightfall weapons, you can again farm out the Nightfall and then focus them here. But if you're looking for the Adept version, you're going to have to do the GM version. You will also get a Adept version of Shadow Price to drop at the end of the GM Nightfall. I made a video about how to get through the Warden of Nothing as a solo player or at the GM difficulty, or even as a solo player at the GM difficulty earlier this week. Very good glitch for the boss, a few other tips and tricks that I'm sure people will find helpful. So that'll be linked in the top right corner or at the end of this video if you're interested in that, if you haven't had a chance to do it this week. Again, very much encourage you to hop in because Warden of Nothing, it's an old school strike, one most people know, and fairly easy to do. Definitely a good reward to risk ratio this week when talking about the Nightfall or the GM. And then, of course, we have Iron Banner, which is why we do not have Trials of Osiris. We have the new Criminal's Dagger, which I've actually heard is pretty meta for PvP if you get the right rolls. So, first time we've seen this weapon back in quite a while. Worth farming out. If you're looking for a great PvE weapon to farm out, if you're not somebody who likes PvP that much, consider the Tusk of the Boar. Can roll with hatchlings and slice. Also believe it's one of the, if not the only, wave frame strand grenade launchers. I also personally like the Lethal Abundance for PvE. Also some decent gear over on the Legacy page with the Dark Decider. Always been a fan. Always like the Peace Bond for PvE because it can roll with Headstone, and the Hero's Burden. Open the directory really quick. Over on our Legends page, we have the Presage or Presciage exotic mission this week for the Dead Man's Tale. And the dungeon is the Shattered Throne. Unfortunately, has not been updated yet, so won't be getting any Artifice armor from this particular dungeon. And that will conclude all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 The Final Shape or Echoes content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things I just mentioned also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. And when and if we reach 100,000 subscribers, we will be giving away an Xbox Series X or a video card if you play on PC. Also been doing a few more live streams as of late on my buddy Sinister's Twitch channel, as well as my buddy DJ's Twitch channel, doing some raids. I'm sure Sin will be streaming maybe some Iron Banner or a few things over the weekend. Either one of them might. I'll usually be in the chat so you can talk to me and watch their gameplay or watch the group's gameplay. So I encourage everybody to go and follow them. If you've watched to this point in the video, please remember to leave a hashtag Xur or hashtag The Final Shape or a hashtag Echoes in the comment section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and of course, we will see you next time.